Hi friends, welcome back to Playing Tribute to Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Fan Translation, Prosecutor's Path, where it seems like we've got a bit more to go, considering that this actually gives us part 1 of the end. So I guess that means that there's at least 2 parts left of this particular one. It's been going strangely long, but it's not really that long because it's been broken up into like 30-minute segments and hour-long segments instead of 2 hours, so I like it. I like this case. I like that it's broken up into smaller segments, or at least I like it for recording purposes, because I try to go through an entire chapter and not like break in between, whereas if I was playing this casually, I would just kind of break in between whenever I, felt like it. But anyway, so let's jump in, and without further ado. So we're back in the present. And that's all Uncle Ray knows about the IS-7 incident. So that's what happened in my father's last case. The truth of the IS-7 incident. What happened at the trial? In the end, Von Karma defeated us. So you couldn't prove Mr. Master's innocence? We had gathered plenty of evidence to prove it, but Von Karma was even more despicable than we thought. He was a prosecutor who would do anything for his guilty verdict. That's right, and he really did use any means necessary. Because of this, the trial dragged on for about a year, until it finally reached a conclusion. I'll never forget that fateful day, when the judgment was passed down, 28th of December. Yeah, I don't think many people will forget that fateful day. It's April now, so it's been a little over 17 years. How time flies. 28th of December, 17 years ago. I was watching from the gallery that day. Before the trial, your old man noticed that Mr. Master was acting strangely. He was at the breaking point, both mentally and physically. He wanted to be found guilty. No, Mr. Master didn't fake a confession, did he? Yeah, that was what Von Karma was aiming for from the start. When your old man tried to expose the fact that the body had not been found, Von Karma used the power of his police cronies to quash that argument. He even went as far as to prepare a fake autopsy report. And then they made Mr. Master give a false testimony and confess to being an accomplice. With Mr. Master's confession, the situation quickly became dire. But your old man had a trump card up his sleeve. Was that the trump card he was talking to Detective Bad about? Yeah. The trump card was to be our insurance in case Mr. Master confessed. He had asked Detective Bad to have Mr. Master's interrogation recorded. Detective Bad wanted to know the truth too, huh? After he was dropped from the investigation, he never stopped caring about the case. Even when he was involved with other large cases. He really was the definition of a true detective. The defense presented the recording, which proved that the confession was forced. Well, it seems the detective in charge of the initial investigation and interrogation, Replacer, took all the blame and was charged and dismissed. Still, at the trial, your old man exposed Von Karma's corruption, and Von Karma received his first penalty from the then chief prosecutor. There it is. The only penalty in his 40 years of prosecution. However, Mr. Master didn't want the trial to continue any longer, and the curtains closed on the trial that day with the verdict of guilty. My memory of that time is fuzzy, but I was also there, watching my father's final trial, and I think his final regrets became my own. The old man wanted a retrial to prove Master's innocence, but he passed on before he could fulfill his wish. After getting entangled in another case. Breaks my heart even now. that I didn't return home with him that day. And what's more, to blind myself from my own worthlessness. Uncle Ray put all of his hatred on you, as a traitor for being Von Karma's pupil. I'm sorry. Don't be. It's natural you would hate me. After I became a prosecutor, I was able to get Von Karma to show me the case file. Mr. Master was found guilty for the murder of Isaac Dover. That's not right. Wasn't Mr. Master found guilty of being an accomplice? But this case file says guilty of murder. Accomplice with whom? There shouldn't be anything unresolved in the case handled by Manfred Von Karma. Wait, can I take a look at that file? Looks like the charges have been rewritten. What? Look at this. Victim's body was found outside the was treated by medicine. After his own confession, he was convicted as an accomplice to the murder. Charged as accomplice to murder. This is a copy of the original case file I received from the course. Why would the charge be altered? This file was given to you by Von Karma, right? Maybe he just didn't want you to know the truth, since you're Gregory's son. He would have wanted to avoid another retrial before the statute of limitations ran out, after all. So what I had come to believe back then had all been a lie. If you didn't know about it, just make sure you know it from now on. The statute of limitations has long expired, but the truth still sleeps right here. After Old Man passed away, Uncle Ray took over as Mr. Master's defense attorney. Although Von Karma also had another prosecutor take over the case. Perhaps he thought that since his opponent was a rookie, he didn't even need to turn up. In the end, the real killer was never found, and Mr. Master was found guilty. No! Is there nothing we can do even now? Since the killer was never found, he can't withdraw his confession. I found out after the trial that Mr. Master made a deal with Von Karma because Von Karma had threatened him. If you don't confess, Catherine Hall will be held under the same charges. That's terrible! I don't think Mr. Master really thought that Kate was the killer, but to protect her, he faked a confession. Miles, on the day that Knightley Boy was killed, why do you think Uncle Ray was at the prison? I see. You went there to see Mr. Master, didn't you? I said I'd visit him every day. I couldn't keep that promise, but I asked Katie Pie to look in on him for me when I couldn't. Through rain or snow, she went. Every single day, without fail. But nothing's changed. Mr. Master still serves his punishment. That's so sad. Isn't there anything we can do? That's why I came here. Because I knew those ice sculptures would be on display here today. So, what are you going to do, Miles? I'm a prosecutor. My position is different from yours and my father. Miles, but moving past my position, what I want as Miles Edgeworth is to know the truth of these two cases. It's for that reason that I am here. You really are your father's son. Well then, if that's what you've decided, I support you all the way. I better leave the IS-7 documents and evidence with you then. Alright, here are the documents. By the way, the parts in orange are Uncle Ray's old notes. Thank you. Statute of limitations ran out on December 24th, 3 years ago. Because the victim's body vanished, there appears to be no autopsy report. Is that the true reason? And now, here's the IS-7 evidence. There's a lot, so make sure to look it over while you investigate. Received a lot of IS-7 evidence evidence from Mr. Shields. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, let's, right. I'll check through it later. Or now. Oh, is it just... wait. That's it? Angel recipe. Frame fingerprints. No fingerprints. Frame finger marks. Rock salt lamp. And noticing that it's a picture of it. Not the actual thing. I'm not going to have to look around it again. And the family photo, because apparently that's important. Oh, I thought I saw something. Anyway, there are so many strange things about this case. Indeed. Those involved in the case 18 years ago have reunited, and another incident occurs. Replicas of the statues from 18 years ago were displayed in the Winter Palace, and poison gas was released in the Autumn Palace, which had been disguised as the Winter Palace. The two chemicals in the Pisces case, normalium and fatalium, were mixed, causing an outbreak of poison gas. The victim of the poison gas was Dame Gustavia, a person involved in the IS-7 incident. Because he was unconscious, he received treatment in Zodiac Art Gallery's infirmary. This is just like the rundown of everything that we've learned so far. Finally, the dead body found floating in the fountain. And once again, the ice sculptures have melted. There are deep connections between the two cases. It's possible that there are still some clues left from 18 years ago. Right, let's get started! Objection! Oh no. Just 1 second. Don't tell me you've forgotten about me. I didn't know you were still here. Didn't I tell you that I'm the one in charge of this case? Prosecutor Edgeworth, if you intend to continue disrupting Sebastian's investigation, the word guilty will be added to your PIC report. What does she mean, guilty? Please allow me to assist in your investigation as before. I appreciate your proposal, but I'm afraid I must overrule it. That was fast. Even though it's short on hands to identify the victim right now, it's only a matter of time until we figure it out. In that case, I shall take that load off your shoulders at once. Regarding the identity of the unidentified body, one person comes to mind. Really? Tell us. Very well. It's not just the sculptures that have made a comeback from the incident 18 years ago. The body in the fountain is Isaac Dover. Take that! It's likely that the identity of the body is the victim of the murder that occurred here 18 years ago. Isaac Dover. Eh? It's Icy's body? Hey, who's that? I've never heard of him. Mr. Isaac Dover, a truly great sculptor. But he was better known as Pierre Hoquet. Wait a second, how old is she? Because I know that, of course, the best doesn't know him because he's 18. Or 17. Pardon me. I guess she just knows of him.
The sculptures on display here in the museum are all his creations.
So in other words, that sculptor was the best. Somehow I feel a strong kinship to him.
And he was the victim in the IS-7 incident.
She knew about the IS-7 incident.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, the IS-7 incident occurred 18 years ago. And what's more, the police reported the removal of the body.
That's what's on the record. But I wonder if that really is the truth.
What were you saying?
The defense attorney in the IS-7 incident claimed that the body was never found. Not that the prosecution would ever admit to such a thing. Hello? Really?
Is something wrong, Sebastian?
No, it's just they said that they know who the victim is. It's just as that prosecutor says. It's Dover.
No, it can't be.
It would seem my father's suspicions were correct. What is it, Judge Courtney? Have you finally realized that I'm much more helpful than Mr. DeBest? Hey, are you trying to steal DeBest's position for yourself? I'm doing no such thing. I just want to know the truth. And for that to happen, we need to cooperate, no?
The truth is none of your concern.
Objection.
I don't think that's true, Courtney. Bye. Courtney, bye.
You again.
Uncle Ray assisted the defense attorney involved in the IS-7 incident, the one who claimed that Mr. Dover's body was never found. The prosecution denied it at the time, but now the body has been discovered here. In other words, the IS-7 investigation was unjust. And isn't it the duty of the PIC to investigate corrupt prosecutors? Then wouldn't you want to cooperate with those who were involved in the case? Unless you have an ulterior motive. Now that I think about it, Judge Courtney knew about the IS-7 incident, so it would seem she really is here because of the PIC.
Even if you're related to the incident, I don't see how Prosecutor Edgeworth is.
He's the son of the attorney in that case, and a prosecutor taught by Von Karma himself. And what's more, he was in the audience at the IS-7 trial. I'm sure there are many points you can enlighten us on.
Very well. I will allow you to cooperate. However, your investigation must not hinder the other investigators. The Winter Palace is currently being investigated, but the fountain patio is open to you.
That's my Courtney Pie. Now we're talking. As thanks, I will allow you to have a hug with Uncle Ray. She will smack you with that hammer.
Overruled. If I feel your cooperation isn't needed, I will have to ask you to leave.
Understood. Isn't that great, Miles? Now we can start investigating. You really helped us there. Uncle Ray did it all for himself. Alright, Uncle Ray's going to investigate too, so let me know if you figure something out. Got it. Begin investigation. Right then, okay, let's begin the investigation. Okay, let's do this. We still don't know where Mr. Dover's body and the Normalium were hidden. We don't have enough information to go on. You're right. Our first priority is the Normalium. Well, Normalium is used in washing detergents, paints, and the like. If I recall, it's a red liquid with a minty aroma. Well then, let's get looking for that Normalium. Do we need Missile for this? Can we have Missile sniff out the minty aroma? We've recovered the victim's body. Forensics are currently performing the autopsy. And what of the investigation of the fountain? The fountain is completely clear. You could cleanse both your heart and soul with it. The body was floating in this fountain just a moment ago, though. Yeah, that's disgusting, man. It appears the body has already been recovered by the police. Why was the body of the victim from 18 years ago found floating in the fountain? I mean, wouldn't the body have gone all goopy after 18 years? I don't know if I would call it goopy. It certainly would have required a special method to preserve the body. Yeah, I wonder if such a method even exists. Hey, Mr. Forensics Guy, any new information? Yes! Normalium and Fatalium have been detected in the fountain water. They must have flowed through the stream from the Autumn Palace to the fountain. Aside from the chemicals, we also found high levels of sugar. We're working hard in investigating it. Sugar in the fountain water. What could have caused that? Oh, hello. This tray is still hanging out here. On this service cart, Miss Hall has prepared her tea set. According to the pamphlet, the museum is also famous for its tea. Yes, it certainly had a flavorful, rich taste. It seems this tea set was also made by Mr. Dover. No, so the tea set was made by the victim. Let's take a closer look. What's this red? Oh no, it's just labeled red. There's a container with Ceylon tea leaves in it. To prevent exposure to sunlight and moisture, the container is airtight and made of tin. This should help preserve the quality of the tea leaves. The quality? There's not a single stain on this pure white tablecloth. Oh, I thought I was pointing at the spoons. Take hold of the edge and focus your mind, then in one go, pull! Okay, I hope you're not planning to do anything bad. No, don't worry. Even if I fail, the tablecloth would just be dyed a nice black a la tea. The tablecloth looks better white. Please refrain from changing it. Wonder about that. It might look better in another color. Like pink, or blue, or tea. I like the little star cups. So, this tea set was made by Isaac Dover. Fancy stuff, huh? Okay, I'd say this tea set is worth thousands of dollars. Please be careful with it. Eh? This tea set is such a treasure? Please don't look so excited. If I recall correctly, Miss Hall was a huge fan of Mr. Dover. I guess that's all I get there. Hey, Edgy! What is it? Be careful with that teapot. Why must I be warned by him of all people? Madame and Messieurs, would you care for some tea? Miss Hall. Ah! Katie! No, I'm fine, thanks. Kay and Edgy, you guys can have some. Well, since you asked, we might as well take a short break. Certainly. Thanks for the tea! Wow, it's so tasty! What kind of tea is this, Mr. Edgeworth? It's Ceylon tea, known for its citrus aroma. However, Miss Hall, is this the same tea you served us this morning? Yes, that's right. Was this not to your liking? No, it's not that. The tea we had this morning had a slightly different aroma. How strange. It is the same Ceylon tea I served this morning. There shouldn't be anything different about it. I can't flip between Miles's accent and the French accent very easily. It's bad. What's wrong with you, Edgy? Quit nitpicking about the tea Katie so kindly prepared for you. Larry, what are you getting so upset about? I'm not upset. You're just being a rude jerk. And I told you to call me Larice. Sheesh. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. He did something. It's like arguing with a child. Larice, I wonder what's wrong. I'd like to ask him that later myself. And I also need to speak with Miss Hall. I don't have any evidence that shows she is the culprit, but I dare say she's the one who set up the poison gas trap. I think I'm done here, right? Yeah, okay. Larry? What did you do? And do I have to play chess with you again? Where did you go? Where did you go? Where's he at? There he is. You. What did you do? Larry, tell me what you're hiding. Stare down. You two, stop glaring at each other like that. I'm not glaring, Kay. I'm using my artist's perspective. Edgy's the one who's glaring. And then if you know what's good for you, you will tell me what you're hiding right now. No way, dude! Didn't I say that I'm not talking to you anymore? Aren't you talking to me right now? From now on, I'm definitely not talking to you anymore. I'm not going to get anywhere like this. Looks like I'll have to force it out of him. I do have to play chess with him again. Larry, what are you hiding? Hey, come on, Mr. Edgeworth. This isn't the time to be playing around, you know. I wasn't playing around. Still, it looks like Larice won't be talking anytime soon. If he isn't going to talk to us willingly, I'll just have to force him to talk. Just what is Larry hiding? Perhaps I should investigate a bit more. I should continue investigating around the fountain patio. Okay, so I have to present something to him. That proves that he did something. Did you break something? Did you break this? fashionable, I'd say borders along the lines of eccentric. If you don't appreciate the design, you're not qualified to be a great thief. I wouldn't mind being unqualified. Okay. That's not helpful. Wait. Yeah. This lift trolley has just been left here. I wonder if it was used recently to carry something heavy. The surface of the platform appears to be wet. I remember seeing this lift from the lift trolley someplace before. You mean during the IS-7 incident? Oh, that's right, I remember now. It was in Dover's room. If I remember correctly... Oh. It was used to transport the ice sculptures. Lift trolley has a feature that allows you to adjust the height and angle of the platform. With just one of these, a single person could move the sculptures all by themselves. Wow, how convenient. I want one too. Why is there a lift trolley here? I guess that's something we'll need to think about. Yes, it could be related to the case. Or Larry. Are you important? Oi, how's the investigation coming along? Have you found anything? Hoi! Not quite, actually. We haven't found any clues yet. You're doing it wrong. Hoi is only used when you're showing someone something. Also, yesi is used to confirm and is also a greeting. Eep is used when you're afraid. Fi is used when you don't like something. Oi is used when you're calling someone. I see. I didn't know it was that deep. Oi, Mr. Edgeworth, did you catch all of that? Kate, be more serious. Yesy. Alright, let's talk to Kate. Miss Hall, where have you been until now? I was showing the remaining guests out and handing out complimentary gifts as an apology. I can't... Did you require my service? Yes. There are a few things I want to ask you about. If my suspicions are correct, she's the one who set up the poison gas trap. I'm just gonna be blunt about it. How exactly did you prepare the melted sculptures from 18 years ago? My, so you know what happened? You know about what happened 18 years ago? It's because 18 years ago I photographed Monsieur Dover's sculptures. Using the photos as a base, I managed to create replicas. The Zodiac sculptures have been an unfinished work, so I wanted to complete it somehow. Because I am the one who accidentally melted Monsieur Dover's sculptures. And could you tell me why the Autumn Palace resembles the Winter Palace so much? Well, my apologies. Did they really look so alike? I think I may have gotten some of the decorations mixed up. She's obviously lying. But I haven't gathered any evidence to prove that yet. Really? Do I have nothing? I have this and this. Let me present, I'll present this, because it was about setting up the sculptures. Apparently, this lift trolley was here 18 years ago. Yes, it has allowed me to move various things from other rooms into this one. It was intended to carry heavy objects, but it has been quite useful for all sorts of things. I'm curious as to why the top of the lift trolley was wet when we examined it. That lift trolley. I wonder if it was used to move something that made it wet. Are we gonna ask about that? No? We're just gonna imply? Okay. Wait, what's happened here? Smelling this color. Don't tell me this is a puddle of tea. There's a piece of pottery in the middle of the puddle. Oh, Larry, what have you done? What did you break? I wonder what broke. I think I recognize the design. I should probably show this to that man and see what he has to say. I'm coming for you, Larry. Hello. Larry, take a look at this. What's that? Larry, I've got a feeling that what you're hiding is related to the tea in this pottery shard. Well, if you're not going to talk to me, I can always send this shard over to Judge Courtney. Wait! I'm trying to keep a clean image for Justy. I don't want her to see how I've dirtied myself. I can't imagine what part of you can be considered clean, but if you don't want her to declare you guilty, I suggest you speak truthfully now. I got it. I'll tell you. Larry, it's time you confess to what you've done. How can you be so cruel to your best friend? The same way you can be so dishonest to your best friend. Well, you can stop glaring at me. I promise to tell you the truth this time for sure. I just thought I'd pour Jessie some tea. But my hand kind of slipped a bit and it broke. I accidentally broke the crazy expensive teapot! The butt strikes again. Why am I not surprised? Oh boy. You've really done it this time, Loris. What should I do, Edgy? Katie will hate me! Crying to me about it won't solve anything. First, you should apologize to Miss Hall. Is that so? My teapot was... Katie, I'm so sorry! I don't have any money, but I'll draw as many portraits of you as you like. Please kindly raise your head, Mojo. It is I who should apologize. I didn't notice the broken shards. It's dangerous, so I'll tidy up the broken pieces. Allow me to take this piece from you as well. Wasn't this tea set one of Isaac Dover's works? I heard it was very important to you. Yes, but there's no use crying over spilled tea. Besides, I still have another one of those teapots left. She's not as attached to Dover's works as she used to be. Katie, you're so kind. Oh, that other teapot you were talking about, is it the one that on that cart? Yes. Truth is, when I was trying to hide the broken shards, I looked under that cart, and I found a teapot that looked exactly the same, so I switched them. Really? Yeah, everything's cool now. I took great care to make sure no one would break that pot. You don't brag about that when you were the one who broke it in the first place. Aw, I'm sorry. I don't mind. Thank you for your consideration. Edgy, Katie is a really nice lady, isn't she? You should reflect on how you cause trouble for people like her. Okay, when I make it big as an artist, I'll donate paintings. In fact, I'll even welcome you as my own personal model. I think it'd be better if you just stopped causing trouble. I hope you haven't done anything else. I haven't. I just stood around sketching beauties. Sketching beauties. If you're interested, I can let you take a peek. I guess even Mr. Edgeworth is interested in beauties. It's not like that. I just thought it might be another one of his strange paintings. How dare you! I'm very confident in my work this time. Ooh, I want to see too. Oh, I'm glad you're so honest about it, Kay. I'll get it ready, so come and check it out later. I guess I'll have him show it to me later. About that sketch you mentioned just now? What? If you wanted to see my art, you should have been honest about it from the start. Look, here it is. What is this? I already told you, it's a sketch of beauties. But just to be clear, the beauties only refer to Justy and Katie. That other plump lady has nothing to do with that. Wow. Then why'd you draw her on the same page? Well, I was taking a break from my still life painting when those beauties caught my eye. I guess I just drew them on the same page without thinking. So you're saying that the pictures on this page were each drawn separately? Huh? Oh yeah, I may have drawn them at different times. And by the way, there's a drawing of beautiful little Miss K on another page. Wow, beautiful, huh? Thanks.
Larry, you drew this exactly as you saw it, correct?
Well, yeah, even I can't draw what I can't see. I recreated the scene perfectly, even the delicatest shades.
Delicate shades, huh? Don't want to admit it, but this picture might be of help to the investigation. The contents of the sketch in the service cart in the fountain patio. Seems there's a contradiction between the two. I need to expose this contradiction using my powers of deduction. Okay. Could I borrow this sketch for a while?
Sure! I can even sign for you if you like.
I think I'll pass.
Okay, I was thinking that. I was thinking that the cart that was used to move the statues was going to be similar to this cart here. It's like the same thing, right? So also, there is a contradiction here. Because in his drawing, it's blue. Maybe. Eureka!
Larry, there's something I want to ask you about your sketch.
Huh? You want to lecture on sketching from the famed Professor Laurice, don't you?
No, I just need to ask you something. The tablecloth in your sketch, are you sure it was a light blue?
Yeah, my eyes never fail me.
But the one on the service cart here is white, isn't it?
Dude, you're always so busy thinking with just your head that you miss the obvious.
What's with that look on your face?
When I drew that painting, I was using the cart with the tea set on it, remember? Because I was tidying up the broken pottery shards? That's not something to be proud of. And right then, Katie came out of the Winter Palace. I had to hurry and hide the broken teapot so that she wouldn't notice it.
Did you just say Miss Hall came out of the Winter Palace?
That's right, but this time she was pushing another service cart. And the tablecloth was light blue, just like how I drew it.
What did she do with that service cart?
Beats me, she went into the summer palace with it, so I don't know. And when she came out, she was pushing the lift trolley.
The lift trolley?
When I called out to her, she was so surprised that she just left it there. She's so cute, and she's shy.
A second service cart and a lift trolley. Maybe there were 2 tea sets along with 2 service carts. We'll have to verify that with Miss Hall.
Okay. Miss Hall? Whoops. I did not mean to press that button.
Is it true you keep 2 service carts in the premises? Yes. Is there something wrong? Earlier, I was looking at one of the sketches from that so-called artist, and I noticed that he had drawn the cart's tablecloth light blue. Light blue? Are you sure you weren't mistaken, Monsieur? I only ever use tablecloths that are pure white.
That's true. The tablecloth here doesn't have a single spot on it.
Yes, that's because I always change them immediately whenever they get dirty. Did Larry really get the color wrong then?
What were you doing when this sketch was drawn?
At that time, I was just doing my job as usual.
Then could you tell me exactly what that work entails? What were you doing when you were drawn in this sketch? From the looks of the drawing, it doesn't seem like you were transporting the tea set.
This was when I was delivering chocolates to all the people in the investigation.
Ah, how nice. Chocolates. I wish I could have got some too.
There are still a few left, so please eat these then. I made them myself, so it's possible they might not suit your taste.
Woohoo! Thanks so much.
Thank you. Perhaps it's because she had them in her pocket. But it looks like they've melted a bit.
Sweet goodness.
I'm happy to hear you say that. These chocolates are a little misshapen, but I'm glad to get some sugar in my system.
Although they're a little too sweet for my taste. That's exactly what his dad said. That's adorable. Alright. Wonderful. This is the Summer Palace. There's a vase of sunflowers in front of this door. Probably because this is the Summer Palace. You know, speaking of summer, it's bonus season. Fat wallet's stuffed with cash, which means it's also thieving season. As a great thief, don't you think pickpocketing is a little beneath you? I guess so. Hey dude, what do you have to say? Miles, how's the investigation going? Well, little by little, I'm beginning to see the entire truth behind this case. Oh, that's good to hear. Uncle Ray had better not fall behind either.
This case seems to have a lot in common with the case 18 years ago.
I agree. Melted ice in the Winter Palace and the body of the victim from 18 years ago.
I wonder why nobody ever noticed the body was missing after all this time.
The only family Mr. Dover had was a young son. The son and Mr. Gustavia's son, who attended the same elementary school. After the case, they both went missing. What? 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 Thank you. And they haven't been found yet? Haven't heard any news about Mr. Gustavia's son being found. How? That's new information. But as for Mr. Dover's son, he was found and his inheritance was delivered to him. And because of that, Mr. Dover never had a proper funeral. That way, they were able to make it look like the body had been in police custody. The autopsy report had also been forged, so nobody but the defense ever found out.
On karma, you'd go that far.
What? Did I present this? Is that how we had that conversation?
Hi, is this me?
Yes, it's a sketch done by our pseudo-artist over there.
This sketch is really well done. Are you giving it to me as a commemoration gift?
No, for the time being, this is a valuable piece of evidence.
I see. Too bad.
To garner such a response from the museum curator, that man has some unexpected talent. Nice kid singing along with her. Okay, information gained. Do I have to talk to the best and Courtney? I might have to talk to the best and Courtney. Ha! They're just so beautiful. Katie and Justy. So, which one's your type, Clarice? Well, both of them are my type. And of course, you too, Kay. So, anyone's your type as long as they're female. It's not like that at all! Even I have standards. Like that pink lady I drew in my sketch, she's way too old for me.
This man, you could tell Delicious' age with just a single look.
You're not helpful. What's up, dude?
I feel that your conduct thus far has clearly been out of line. I will make sure to bring this matter up to the PIC.
Do whatever you want. But in return, we're going to be doing whatever we want as well.
If I remember correctly, you're the little Miss Great Thief. I will have to report your misconduct to the PIC as well, young lady.
Sure, since it'll only serve to increase my fame as a great thief.
It seems even Judge Courtney is unable to get a handle on Kay.
Mr. DeBest, you're getting a bit in my way if you stand there. I am not going to move. Just do what you can over there. Don't say that. It's probably the best if you just stand over there. The best, you say? Okay, I'll go stand over there.
So anything is fine as long as you add the best to it.
Let's see here. Oh, I still have logic. I don't know why I forgot about the logic. Let's see what I can do here. Okay, these are both talking about aromas. This is talking about different tea. Let's go with the aroma. Because I do have my suspicions. Okay, maybe not. Fine, fine, fine. Different tea. Here. I still have my suspicions about that aroma. Maybe the reason why the Ceylon tea smelled different was because the pots had been switched. Really? The taste of the tea itself did not actually change after all. Let's go ask Miss Hall about it in more detail. Oh, the smell changed with the taste, didn't it? Miss Hall, was the reason why the Ceylon tea smelled different because the pots were switched? Yes, that's certainly possible. It had fresh minty aroma. There it is. Not unlike that of Yuva tea. I remember now. I prepared some mint tea yesterday. I'm sure that the aroma just happened to remain in the teapot. Yeah, you're a liar. I knew there was mintiness to it at the start. I knew I remembered them talking about minty tea. Is that really all there is to it? Minty tea is delicious, by the way. I had some peppermint tea the other day. It was lovely. A minty aroma was emanating from the pot Larry had replaced. Miss Hall said the aroma was left over from the mint tea she prepared yesterday. Indeed. She seemed less surprised to find out that Larry broke the teapot. And more surprised by the fact that the pots had been switched. That's right. Normally it would have been the reverse. A broken teapot is much more shocking. She was probably trying to hide this teapot. Hide the pot? One of the characteristics of normalium is a minty aroma. There's a possibility that she was hiding normalium inside this teapot. What? Inside the pot? It's only a possibility for now, but it's one worth investigating. Mr. DeBest, I assume you haven't found the normalium yet? Huh? Oh! I've had the entire art museum searched, but I haven't received any reports yet. And what about you? Don't you have any ideas? Only one. I knew it! Nobody but me would be able to find it. Wait, what? You have an idea where it is? Indeed. Then tell me! It may have been in this teapot Miss Hall had used. Oh, this teapot is pretty nice. It would make the perfect present for the best prosecutor. It's not a present, it's an important piece of evidence. Oh, it's just evidence. Then I guess I'll have the forensics take a look at it. Da da da. Monsieur Edgeworth, is there something wrong with the teapot I used? This teapot has a minty aroma to it. It's the same aroma as one of the two chemicals used to create the poison gas. Monsieur Edgeworth, surely you don't mean... You suspect me of having set off the poison gas? I do. Setting up the poison gas trap in the Autumn Palace would have required some preparation. As curator of this museum, you are the only one who could have prepared it in advance. I wonder about that. Preparations for the opening of the museum took about a week, and I received help from both outsiders and Madame Delicia. I think there are people besides me who are also suspicious. Of course, and Delicia is also under scrutiny. Furthermore, I don't even know how to create something like poison gas. Even if you found normalium in my teapot. There's no way I could have prepared the poison gas. Well then, I look forward to hearing the analysis results of the teapot. Her excuse is that she doesn't know how to prepare the poison gas. I must find a way to shatter that excuse. Gumshoe? This is Edgeworth. It's Gumshoe, sir! something happen? Actually, right now, all the investigators but me have left the Winter Palace. So I can finally tell you what we found. It's not good for a detective to be leaking out information about the investigation. But his resourcefulness has saved me many times these past 2 days. All the sculptures in the Winter Palace have melted. There's still some liquid left in the cases, but there's less in the Gemini case than the Taurus case. There's less in the Gemini case than the Taurus case. Because some of it was the Fatalium. I'm telling you, some of the clear liquid, or the ice or whatever, was Fatalium. That's still liquid in the glass cases. Yes, sir! We just investigated the light blue liquid a moment ago. We only detected sugar in the Taurus case, but for some reason, in the Gemini case, we detected 3 different substances. 3 substances. They consisted of sugar, salt, and blood. What? Wait. No. Wait. No. No. Did they freeze his body into a statue? Did they freeze his body into part of the statue? What if it was in there? Oh my gosh. Blood. Blood and salt were detected in the Gemini case. And that would be how they preserved the body and it wasn't all, as Kay put it, goopy. I wonder whose blood it could have been. I've asked forensics to look into it, sir. Right, I leave it to you, detective. That reminds me. Forensics investigation... Wow. This is what happens when I read too far ahead here. The forensics investigating the fountain patio contacted me. It seems the sugar found in the fountain matches that found in the light blue liquid. Oh? That sounds like valuable information. Traces of salt, sugar, and blood detected. The sugar matches the light blue liquid found in Dover's room 18 years ago. The sugar found in the fountain also appears to have the same composition. Is that all the new information you have for me? Ah, now that you mention it, I found a rainbow light device in there too. The device was used to disguise the Alton Palace. Seems the device that was used in the IS-7 incident is also connected to this one. I should listen to what Alicia has to say about that. I have to go back to investigating now, sir. When we get the results of the blood tests, I'll let you know right away. Yes, thank you, detective. Was that Gummy calling? It sure was a long call. But thanks to him, we now have an important piece of information. In order to break Miss Hall's alibi, I'll need to talk to everyone involved in the IS-7 incident. Yo. Gotta talk to you first. Delisha, would you be willing to aid in the investigation? Yesy, of course! Anything for Miley and Kay-Faye. I'll listen to whatever you have to say. I was wondering if you could stop calling me Miley. And stop calling me Kay-Faye. Fie, that's out of the question. I can't just change a name I've already decided on. Even if we ask her, she won't listen to what we have to say at all. Do you know anything about the decorations that are used in this museum? Specifically the fluorescent cloths and a special device called a rainbow light device. Yesy, of course I do! Because they are presents that I gave to Katie. As an apology for breaking the rules 18 years ago. I gave her 4 new rock salt lamps and 4 fluorescent cloths I used in the contest. Wow, that sounds nice. Fluorescent cloths and rock salt lamps. Seems like only us girls can understand how wonderful they are. That's a cruel thing to say, Miss Delicious. I like them too, you know. Fie! That was back when Ray was still a cute little boy. Back when Mr. Shields was a cute little boy? I can't even imagine it. Are they the same decorations you saw 18 years ago? Probably. The rock salt lamp and the cloth and the rainbow light device, they all seem the same. 4 fluorescent cloths were used in the Alton Palace. But I have a
feeling I saw one more of the same cloth.
Me too. Got the proof right here in my bag. Alright. That cloth.
I remember seeing cloth like that. Yeah. Let's show to Alicia and have her confirm my suspicions.
Wasn't there a dirty rag in your bag that looked similar to this? Fie! I'm not going to give any information to someone who calls it a dirty rag.
Then would it be better if I called it a washcloth?
Fie! Wrong again! It's a fluorescent cloth! Oh, oopsie. That was supposed to be a secret.
Please tell me all you know about this fluorescent cloth. Please tell me the reason why you hid this cloth.
Oh, I guess I have no choice, since the cat's out of the bag. I found this cloth floating in the fountain. And right after that, I was called to the Autumn Palace.
So that's the moment Larry captured his so-called sketch of beauties.
Ah, yes, her pulling it out of the fountain. I was wondering what she was doing with a cloth like that. At first, I thought one of the fluorescent cloths I'd given Katie had washed away.
But didn't you only give four fluorescent cloths as a present to the museum?
There were 4 fluorescent cloths covering the sculptures in the Autumn Palace, right? So that's when I realized
that this was the cloth that went missing 18 years ago.
The poison gas broke out because someone had stolen my Megatoxin X. So I thought the fluorescent cloth had also been used for the crime. I was afraid I'd be suspected, so I didn't say anything about it to anyone.
I see.
But I sure feel a lot better after talking about it. Stress isn't good for your figure, after all.
18 years ago, the cloth that was wrapped around the body went missing. Who would have thought it would turn up in the fountain along with the body?
Okay.
I'd like to ask you something, since you're a pharmacist. Exactly how would one gain the knowledge required to set off poison gas?
Oh, that's basic knowledge for any pharmacist acquainted with Megatoxin X. It even says on the warning label, danger, do not mix with normalium.
And then, is there another way for someone who isn't a pharmacist to obtain that information?
Well, it might be possible if they've seen the Angel's recipe.
The recipe book that was the grand prize of the contest 18 years ago.
Since it also contains the recipe to prepare Megatoxin X.
Aha.
Eureka.
Does this mean that you've also seen the contents of the Angel's recipe?
Yesy, that's a given, of course. The pharmaceuticals company I work for is the Master Group. It is a company that makes the Cold Killer X medicine.
Cold Killer X. Cold medicine that promises to kill colds good.
After Jeffy got declared guilty, the company took back the recipe book. However, only a small group of elite pharmacists have been allowed to see it, though.
So this woman is also a part of that small group of elite pharmacists.
Okay. Back to Katie, I guess? Or not. I don't have anything new to say to her. Let's see what Reagan gave me. Ah, there we go. Whoops, that's not what I meant to press. Sorry. Apologies.
Mr. Shields, could you tell me what kind of person Miss Hall is?
Miles. Don't tell me. You're also interested in Katie?
No.
Well, all joking aside, all Uncle Ray can say is, the Kate I know is a truly admirable woman. For 18 years, she has always wanted to remain here and wait for Master's return. However, she was driven out of the mansion by Master's relatives.
What? She was driven out of the mansion?
That's because Kate isn't related by blood to Mr. Master. With no family and her job taken from her, she could only live on with the song and dance that Mr. Master had taught her. Well, she's now retired as a world-famous actress, though.
Why did she retire?
I was curious of how old she was, too. Okay. So 18 years ago, she was rather young. Because she had already saved up enough money to buy this mansion. Seems she even got back the angel's recipe that had been taken by the master group. Look at you, you know how to make that mix. This mansion where she lived with Mr. Master had been everything to her. She probably just wanted to take back everything that she lost. It seems that Mr. Shield sympathizes with Miss Hall. But she could also say that her actions have taken away everything Mr. Master had. You could also say that her actions allow her to mix those two chemicals together and make poison gas. You're not fooling anyone, Kate! The method used to set off the poison gas is explained in the angel's recipe, and the current owner of the angel's recipe is Miss Hall. Ah, so that means... Indeed, it means that it is possible she knew how to set off the poison gas. With this, you can expose her lies for what they are. Alright. I think that means it's time for testimony. This might be another longer part. Now all that's left is to wait for the results of the teapot. Or not. I thought I was going to go right into the testimony, but apparently not. We're still going. We're still going. 8-parter. Wow, that's a lot of parts for a middle case like that. But again, short parts. This is nice. Well then. Things are becoming clearer. Motives are lacking, though. It's very... I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. A weird person to suspect, given all that we know about her. Especially with what Mr. Masters has done for her, and how he's taking the blame for everything. But I suppose we'll figure out what's going on. We'll get to the end of it. I'm guessing that next time is the last bit of this case. So I will talk to you guys then.